What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Marvel Select Immortal Hulk. And I'm very excited about this figure because I absolutely love Marvel Select Hulk figures. I think they usually do a really good job on him, and I also like that they make him so big. And this dude looks like a massive monster, and I just cannot wait to open this up. It does look very similar to the Marvel Legends one. I've seen a lot of people say that, and the reason why is because they were both sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios, so there's bound to be some similarities, but there's definitely some differences going on. I could see that right off the bat, so I am excited to take a look at this. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with the packaging. It is the standard Marvel Select packaging that's big and bulky and kind of seems wasteful, except for when they use it for big characters like this, so I'm okay with what we have going on here. I will say that the plastic to cardboard ratio is a little off balance, and that is very upsetting. It really pisses me off. But aside from that, this is a very nice looking box. We are able to see Hulk through the window here. We could see the extra head that he comes with and one of his extra hands. He does have the other one on that side there. Right here it does say the Immortal Hulk. On the side of the box we get some Hulk artwork. On the back we get a look at the figure itself, and then we do have a biography of the Hulk. It's not very specific to the actual Immortal Hulk comic book. It's just kind of a general Hulk biography, but that's cool. It gives us some information, so I like that a lot. Down here it does say that it's sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios, and aside from that, the packaging is not collector friendly, so once you take Hulk out, you cannot put him back into the box, and I'm okay with that. You know, like, the collector friendly packaging is awesome and everything. I like that I'm able to put figures back into the boxes and I could store them or whatever, but at the same time, you know, a lot of times I just want to be able to throw away the boxes without feeling bad, and collector friendly packaging always kind of makes me feel bad about throwing away the boxes. With Marvel Select, I take the figure out, I put the shit in the trash, and then I play with the toy, so that makes me very happy. But enough about this big, beautiful box. Let's go ahead and talk about the Hulk. And so here we have the Hulk right out of the box, and damn it, this thing is a beast of a figure. Marvel Select and Gentle Giant Studios did an incredible job with the sculpting work on this guy, and I'm just blown away by how damn beautiful this thing is. I know that's kind of a strong word to use when we're talking about toys, but I cannot stop looking at this figure. I just love the way this thing looks. And I know that he's supposed to be, like, based on the Immortal Hulk, and I don't know if it feels very specific to the Immortal Hulk exactly, but it's just an awesome, like, classic Hulk figure. I feel like it made more sense when they were calling this guy Rampaging Hulk, because I think that's what it was originally called when it was first revealed. It was like Marvel Select's Rampaging Hulk, but then somewhere along the line they changed it to Immortal Hulk. Whatever, I don't care. It's a big, awesome Hulk figure, so I'm happy. And one thing I kind of want to clear up is that this guy is very similar to the Marvel Legends one, but it's not the same thing. They are sculpted by the same studios, but they are very different from each other. The only reason why they're similar is because they're both well sculpted Hulk figures, but when you put them next to each other, you could really see the differences between the two. They're both great figures for sure, but they are not the same. I just kind of want to clear that up because when I posted the pictures of the Diamond Select Hulk on my Instagram, a lot of people were like, that's just like the Legends one, or they copied the Legends one, or just, you know, a bunch of crazy stuff. But I just want to be clear, they are very different from each other. So there you go. And I do plan on doing a comparison video between these two figures probably pretty soon because I'm all excited about this Diamond Select one. So yeah, look forward to that comparison soon. But anyways, today we're just focusing on this guy, and man, like I said, Gentle Giant Studios, they did so much good work here. Starting off at the head, like I said, I don't really feel like this is very specific to the Immortal Hulk. It kind of just feels like a generic Hulk head, and I'm okay with that because then, you know, you could use them for whatever. But this is a great looking head sculpt. There's a lot of really nice details, a lot of good paint work. You could see that there's different shades of green. I like the darker green around the eyes. I think that's awesome. There's some really good sculpting work with the mouth too, like the teeth, the tongue. All of that looks really good. I do kind of wish that the tongue was a different color from the rest of the mouth just to make it stand out a little bit, but I think this head sculpt looks amazing. The rest of the body has some really good sculpting work too. It is just a big buff Hulk figure, you know, so there's not a whole lot of details. He does have some really good muscle definition. He's got some veins in the arms and on the chest a little bit. I like that they didn't go overboard with all the veins and all that kind of stuff. They just kind of kept it smooth, and it does have a very comic book feel. But one thing I love that they did with the paint work is they added like different shades of green to him. So there's some dark greens in there, there's some light greens, and it just makes it look interesting. The pants are very well sculpted too. There's a lot of really good detail in there and a lot of good paint. You could see that it's purple, then it kind of has like a gray wash in there, so that looks very nice. The rips around the knees look very good too, and just everything about the sculpt on this figure is just incredible to me. I just really like the way this looks. I understand that it's a very simple design. It's a big, huge, buff green guy, but still, I'm always just like blown away by good looking Hulk figures, and this is probably one of the best looking Hulk figures that I've ever seen. So I'm just extremely happy with this guy, and yeah, there's not a whole lot to complain about as far as the look goes. I can't think of anything that I dislike here, nothing to nitpick or cry about. It's just a beautiful looking Hulk figure. And for accessories, the Hulk does come with 2 different sets of hands. First off, we have a pair of fists, and then we have a set of open hands. And aside from those 2, he does come with an additional head sculpt, and I think this looks really good too. I'm not 100% sure what the story is behind this weird cyborg robotic Hulk. I think I've only read the first trade paperback of the Immortal Hulk, and I love it, but I just haven't had a chance to continue on with it. But I'm currently reading it, so I didn't want to do a bunch of research to find out why he became robotic. I just kind of want to find out when I read the story. But anyways, I think this is a good looking head sculpt. There's a lot of great detail on it. You could see that we have the robotic parts on this side that all look really nice. Seems like there's not a whole lot of paint work in there, but I think there's enough, and it does look good. I just noticed that there's not like a wash or anything, but still, I think it looks awesome. And then moving around to the front of the face, you know, obviously they did a good job with the greens and everything here, so that looks good. The mouth looks good, the hair looks good. So yeah, I think this is a great head sculpt, and I do look forward to finding out what the story is behind this. And now for some size comparisons. I'm going to go all over the place with it because I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to fit this Hulk into their various different Marvel lines. And Hulk is a very interesting character when it comes to scale because his scale is very inconsistent. Sometimes he's just a little bit bigger than like the average big superhuman, and other times he's like a big huge monster. So in most cases, you can use your Marvel Select Hulk figures to fit in with any other line that you want as long as they're smaller than the Hulk. So that's the big reason why I like the Marvel Select Hulk figures, and it's crazy to see this new one along with these old ones because even though I love these two because they're very artist specific and they capture the look from the comic perfectly, they do seem outdated, especially in regards to articulation, and just the how clean the new one looks in comparison is just crazy. They've come a long way. But I would like to see Marvel Select revisit some artist-specific Hulk designs. I think they could do a much better version of this first appearance Hulk if they redid it now. And the same thing could be said for any specific Hulks that they've made. But yeah, I love the Marvel Select Hulk figures. I just think that this new one is probably the best one that they've done so far. And next up, we have them alongside the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Hulk and the Toy Biz Hulk Classic Smart Hulk. And man, how come Hasbro or Diamond Select or somebody hasn't given us a new Smart Hulk? But you know, even though I do want a new Smart Hulk, I do feel like this Toy Biz one is still kind of cool and it actually holds up pretty well, especially considering that it's a figure that's over 10 years old. And next up, we have them alongside the Marvel Legends Sasquatch Build-A-Figure, and I would like to get a Marvel Select Sasquatch. I think that would be dope, especially if they made him big and made him kind of comparable to this Marvel Select Hulk, because they did face off in the comics, so it would be nice to get a big, massive, scary monster version of Sasquatch. I think that would be nice. And then this is hilarious seeing Hulk along with the first appearance Wolverine. He makes him look tiny, but yeah, I think that scale might be a little too the difference might be a little too drastic there. I don't know if Wolverine was that small compared to Hulk in those comics, but you know, you could definitely make something work right there. And then next up, we have him alongside the SH Figure Arts. I think it was the Age of Ultron Hulk. I can't even remember. I've had that one forever. It's not the greatest figure, but it was one of like the first imports that I've ever picked up. So, you know, I just hang on to him because it's kind of special to me. And then on the opposite side of that, we do have the SH Figure Arts Infinity War Hulk, and that thing is a beast. And then next up, we have Hulk alongside the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Thor and the Marvel Legends Deluxe Thanos. And then next up, we have him alongside the Marvel Select Thor and the Marvel Select Disney Store exclusive Thanos. And I do like the way that he towers over both of these characters. And to get him in here with some more comic book based characters, here we have him alongside the Marvel Select Taskmaster and the Marvel Select Ultron. And all three of these figures are really good examples of getting a lot of bang for your buck from Marvel Select. All three of these things are great figures. Ultron is one of my favorite figures in my collection. I'm sure the Hasbro one's gonna come out and probably replace him, but I'm always gonna love this Marvel Select one. It's such a nice figure. But yeah, all three of these are ones that, like, you know, I paid the retail price and I was just like blown away by what we got out of the package, you know. Next up, we have them alongside the NECA Golden Angel Predator and the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. And then now here we have them alongside a Mythic Legions Ogre and the NECA King Kong. And then here we have them alongside the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Captain America and the Mafex Superman. And of course, we have them alongside the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. And for the final size comparison, we have Hulk alongside the Marvel Select Hulkbuster Iron Man and the Marvel Select Abomination. And man, I can't believe that this new Hulk figure is taller than Abomination. In my mind, I always think that Abomination is like this big, huge monster of a figure that I don't know what to do with. And just in my mind, I think that he's actually bigger than he really is. But yeah, it's crazy that this new Hulk is taller than him. I wasn't expecting that. And then on the opposite side with the Hulkbuster Iron Man, I think they look pretty good together too, but it definitely looks like Hulk would have no problem with Tony in that armor there because it looks a little too tiny. I kind of want another bigger Marvel Select Hulkbuster Iron Man, but I do think those two look pretty good together. And the articulation on this guy is pretty good, but he is a big, massive Hulk figure, so he's not going to be the most posable thing ever, but he's still fun to mess around with, and you could definitely get him into some cool poses. So let's go ahead and take a look. First off, his head is on a ball joint, so it does move side to side. We do have a little bit of tilt to it, so that's nice for the Hulk. It could only look up to about right there, but it's not like he's going to be looking up to that many characters. He could look down a pretty good amount, so I think that's definitely more important. And then for the torso, we do have a diaphragm cut, so you can rock it side to side. It can go back to about right there. And then you could bring it forward only to about right there. So I do wish that his torso had a little bit more movement. And I'm definitely going to see if I could modify that. But still, it's, you know, it's fine. I mean, I don't hate it. I just wish there was a little bit more. He does have a waist swivel, but it's super tight. Like, you know, it moves, but it's hella hard to do. So if you want to swivel the Hulk, you definitely want to do it from the mid-torso. And then for the arms, he does have ball jointed shoulders that do go all the way around. And I was kind of impressed by how much they're able to come forward. I mean, you can't get him to clap or anything, but you could bring his arms forward a pretty nice amount. And then you could bring his arms up only to about right there. I wish there was a little bit more clearance in the shoulders. As it is right now, his arms only go up to right there. He does have the upper bicep swivel. He's got single jointed elbows. Damn, I gotta wrestle with this guy. It's hard because I have my arms extended, but there we go. He's got single jointed elbows. He has a swivel at the wrist, a hinge at the wrist. For the legs, they actually come up a pretty good amount. So that's pretty nice. You could bring them back to about right there. You could bring them out to the side. He does have upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee. Bam! That's a pretty good double jointed knee. Check that out. And then for the foot, we have rocking side to side. You could bring his foot forward to right there. You can bring it up to right there. Man, it's exhausting. But yeah, he's got some pretty good articulation, especially considering that he's a big, huge monster of a figure. There's definitely a couple of things that I think could have been a little bit better, but for the most part, I'm having fun playing with this figure and I'm happy with the articulation. Alright, so overall, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, the fat lady sings, and it's all said and done, this is an amazing figure. Marvel Select really outdid themselves with this one. It's gotta be one of the best Marvel Select figures ever made. Not just one of the best Marvel Select Hulks, just one of the best Marvel Selects, period. And it's actually one of the best Hulk figures, period, in my opinion. I'm really blown away by this guy. I love that he came with some accessories. A lot of times with the big figures, we really don't get accessories, but he came with two different heads. It would have been nice if he came with a neutral head. I think that would have been perfect, but I appreciate that we got two heads and two sets of hands. That's some good stuff. Articulation is pretty good on this guy. Even though he is a big figure, he is kind of limited, but I think that it's still pretty impressive what I'm able to do with this figure. You could definitely get him into different poses, and you could get him fighting other characters and all that kind of good stuff. I probably will pop him apart and see if I could add a little bit of articulation here and there, mostly in the torso and maybe around the shoulders. I want to try to, you know, trim away some of that plastic to free up his shoulders just a little bit, but honestly, it's not really necessary. I just like to do that. I don't know. So I've had some success in the past when it comes to trying to add articulation to Marvel Select figures. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try it. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to get an extra Hulk figure because I want one just, you know, the way it's supposed to be. That's how much I like this figure. I really don't buy doubles that often, but this one here, I was like, man, I got to get another one before the price shoots up because I'll regret it later. But yes, I am super impressed with this figure, and the main thing that I love about this figure is the way that it looks. It is such a beautiful looking Hulk figure. So shout out to Gentle Giant Studios because those dudes absolutely destroyed this. They did such a great job, and man, they always do a great job. But you know, with Hulk, I mean, I usually get more impressed with good Hulk sculpts because the idea is simple. You know, he's a big muscular man with some purple pants. So when a toy company comes along and makes it look really impressive, I'm just kind of blown away, and that's the case here. And yes, I'm just extremely happy with this figure. I mean, I kind of want to say it would be nice if they released him in different colors, you know, like gray Hulk and red Hulk with different head sculpts, obviously. But who knows if they'll do that? I know that they really don't do that as often as Marvel Legends does. They have in the past. They've done repaints of Hulks and stuff like that. So I think this is a good enough body to give us a couple of repaints on. So hopefully they do that. But new head sculpts. They got to give us new head sculpts. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you know every time that I go live. If you're not aware, I do go live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So come through, hang out, let's talk about toys and get weird. Peace.